Hello. Um, Welcome to week 4. So this week is a case study week where we're focusing on both the specific program, the Angel program in Gloucester, but also this broader set of programs where police have decided and police agencies have decided that they would prefer to approach the opiate crisis in a new way. And so you've got a series of articles that describe these programs, give some examples, and then you've got this case study, which is one of potentially 5. I think there are 5 on offer. You have to complete 3 in total. This is one that kind of asks you to think through some of these issues. As you do these readings, one of the things I would really like you to be kind of connecting this to is thinking about police discretion. So in the chapters from last week, Kleinig talked about discretion as what should police be doing? And he broke it down to a number of different categories, and talks about the ways that police decide to do their jobs. And police are always exercising discretion, right? So if you want to think about it in terms of say a traffic stop, almost every single car on the road could be stopped, could be found to be in violation of something, whether it's your hang tag, which obstructs your view, or whether it's having a license plate cover. Just these dumb little things that no one ever actually gets pulled over for are technically against the law. But police officers, while sometimes will add a ticket for that if they're pulling you over for something else, will almost never pull you over for a whole number of different minor infractions. And frankly, we probably wouldn't want them to be. If police officers were pulling people over for having license plate frames on their cars, then they probably wouldn't be able to have the time to be pulling over people who are driving recklessly. These are choices about what we want police officers to be doing with their time. With the Gloucester Angel program and the opiate crisis case study, what I want to bring in is this question of multiple levels of discretion. And so in these cases, individual officers are being asked to use their discretion about whether someone who is using drugs ought to be arrested. But then also there's discretion at other levels. There's the discretion of the police chiefs involved, who are setting policy. And they're basically looking at the law, they're not, possessing opiates or possessing heroin anyway, is still illegal. But they're saying we're not going to enforce that because we think that it's not a productive use of police time, B, it's not a productive kind of contribution to society. If police are thinking about, police agencies are thinking about their roles in terms of creating public safety and public health and public wellness, they're trying to find a different way to engage in the opiate crisis. But in terms of thinking this through from an ethics perspective, we also want to think about the relationship between policing and the law. So theoretically, we are in a democracy, right? And so laws should come out of democratic functions. But if individual police chiefs are kind of choosing, we're going to enforce this law, we're not going to enforce this law, that's not very democratic, right? But so there's not an easy answer. I actually think, personally, I think these programs are really excellent programs. And I also think that the criminalization of drug abuse is not productive. These are my personal opinions. But it does seem a little weird to me that individual police officers and individual police chiefs are the ones making this decision, rather than we as a society having a new conversation about what we think is the best and most effective and most ethical response to drug abuse. So as you go through, just keep all those questions in mind and kind of put these individual cases in the larger question of police discretion. Thanks.